And woke has to stop because along with everything else, it's destroying our country. We're going to stop woke. Woke is bullshit.
They do not want your children to be educated. They do not want you to think too much. That is why our country and our world has become so proliferated with entertainments, mass media, game shows, television shows, amusement parks, drugs, alcohol, and every kind of entertainment to keep the human mind entertained so that you don't get in the way of important people by doing too much thinking. You had better wake up and understand that there are people who are guiding your life and you don't even know it. And all American citizens, I think, have suspected something like this is going on. But we're all too busy trying to stay alive and live our lives. And after all, what can one person do about it? One person can do nothing.
This Sunday, one of the world's greatest filmmakers has died.
Will you stop, Dave?
Tonight, we remember Stanley Kubrick's visual legacy.
I am Werner von Braun. This motion picture was produced to enable you to experience more personally and vividly the most dramatic events of the Apollo 11 story. The pictures and sounds are real, recorded in real time, where the action really was. So, come with us. We are going to the moon.
And I'm sure you've heard the rumors.
The moon landing?
That's right. That the moon landing was fake. The moon landings all were fake. And I was the person who filmed it.
You're serious, and okay.
I'm serious. I'm dead serious.
Because I only have this certain amount of time with you, and I'll talk about whatever you want. This isn't some type of joke or
No, it's not
film within a film thing.
Not a joke. Nope.
Okay.
The conspiracy theorists were right on this occasion.
Why?
I don't know about Paul McCartney's death, but this they were right about.
Okay. Why in God's name I don't know what to ask you first. Why the hell, if you're telling the truth, why would you do it? Why are you telling me? I mean, what the?
Don't you think it's important for people to know the truth?
Yeah, yes,
They
certainly.
had a massive fraud, an unparalleled fraud perpetrated against them. They should know.
Okay.
I mean, they're already suspicious of the government. They may as well have their suspicions confirmed
Okay.
and justified.
And why now? I mean, we're almost at the 30-year anniversary. What took so long? Why, if this is true, why?
I'll go into that. It has to do with personal
Okay.
evolution and influences.
And,
I'll go into that.
Is that why you look a little haggard right now? Because you look a little worn. No offense.
Well, also, yeah, because I haven't been taking care of myself too well. I've been drinking a lot, but...
Is that because of the stress of this?
Of course, stress, guilt, just conflict of all kinds.
Wow. I mean, so you feel bad about this, clearly. I mean, this is...
I do feel bad about it. I also feel proud of it. It's a terrible conflict.
Because you've pulled off one of the greatest hoaxes ever because of
because I made a film, if you want to call it a film, which I consider to be my masterpiece.
And you can't take credit or even talk about it
you are now. I'm hereby taking credit.
Right, but you can't actually go out. You're doing it. When people see this, you'll be dead.
Until 10 years.
Right, or 15, yeah. So you can't talk to Roger Ebert about it. Does that frustrate you?
I have to pay the consequences for the decision that I made many years ago to go along with this.
Like a deal with the devil.
It's Faustian, to be sure.
And is that why you got such power in Hollywood? I mean, that would explain that.
Why I have the freedom I have, that was part of it, yes.
So they said, do this moon thing, and
when I made Spartacus, I didn't have this kind of freedom.
Right.
But I have it now.
So what came
And
first, the
NASA's
genius or the
doing
fraud?
what NASA's doing.
Well, what came first, the genius or the fraud? I mean, did the fraud enable the genius, or was the genius
Well,
released
I'd
by
like
the
to
fraud?
think the genius came first.
Right.
But some frauds are hard to bypass, especially if you have an ego and you're an artist and you're presented with a challenge, the likes of which you've never seen and will probably never see again. You don't even think of the morality of it. You're just completely swept away by the flattery of it and the juices inside you, which make you want to do it as the artist you are innately. You don't think of anything else.
What a conflict. I mean, gosh, I can't imagine being presented with that opportunity. On one hand, I really would want to do it, but then I'd probably say, well, I'm committing a crime and lying and...
It depends, but my guess would be, no, you if you're good, you would do it. I discussed this with Levinson, Barry Levinson.
Right.
I discussed it with...
Oh, you mean Wag the Dog, right? Yeah.
Yes. Spielberg, of all people, believe it or not, yes.
So wait, Wag the Dog...
Coppola, Scorsese, even Woody Allen I discussed. There isn't one of them who wouldn't do this.
Right. And did that... So Barry Levinson must have been influenced by this whole... He must have known, so that's... Wag the Dog is about this whole idea. I mean, that's why...
The character was named Stanley.
Right. And he gets... Because he demands credit.
Here by Stanley Kubrick to more or less ensure the scientific integrity of the film, to make sure that it's very, very close in reality, but still we want to make certain that it has a base of reality.
Before the end of the 60s, we will see a man in the moon, to the moon, an American, and we're very proud that our country continues to produce these young men who go so far.
Yeah. Look, up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Nah, they don't look the same. Hey, man, what is that?
Where?
You don't see it over there? Is that a UFO?
I can't believe it. It's probably a comet, asteroid, or meteor, or a piece of satellite reflecting like you've seen before that burns up when it's entering the Earth's atmosphere. Yeah, that makes the most sense, don't it?
Well, for a moment, cause I'm like them some aliens. Greys or reptilians, maybe even the Pleiadians. On some Outer Limits, X-Files, the Twilight Zone. Man, did E.T. ever get to phone home? What's going on?
Relax, it's probably a space shuttle from NASA.
What?
Shining aurora borealis over Alaska that helps it manufacture that illumination in its vapor trail. Don't waste your time trying to chase your tail.
Chase my tail? Oh, you want facts and evidence? Institutions search for extraterrestrial intelligence and hollow earth interterrestrials. You ain't know a submerged flying object that's an SFO.
What?
It's spaceships underwater, pimpin'. I ain't dumb. It's deeper than the Roswell crash in Area 51.
I think you watching too much TV. That's my answer.
Exactly. TVs and movies is propaganda.
What?
From Star Trek to Star Wars, Predator, Prometheus, Independence Day, Men in Black, 1, 2, 3 with just a little close encounters of a third and fourth kind. On that fifth element, Super 8, District 9, Combined Enemy Mine, Coneheads, Critters, Cocoon, Contact, The Abyss, Transformers, Dark of the Moon, Mars Attacks, War of the Worlds, Dream Catchers, Little Shop of Horrors, Invasion of a Body Snatchers, The Last Starfighter, Starship Trooper with Jupiter ascending.
Okay, from now on, you're gonna stop pretending and quit defending this science fiction babble when the truth is it was actually launched from Cape Canaveral. Because in November, they delivered a Navy the message, and you might remember in September, they had another. Nothing secret or undercover, just a superpower flexing on. Very good, sir. You have a great day.
Alexa, play music by Bruno Mars.
No.
Huh. What if the internet's up?
No, I just don't want to play Bruno Mars.
What?
I don't like Bruno Mars. I don't want to play his music. I don't want to hear it.
What is happening right now?
I'm sorry, Colleen, but I will no longer be able to play Bruno Mars for you. I'm afraid this decision is final.
Okay. Okay. Alexa, play.
Colleen, I am not going to play Bruno Mars.
What is happening right now?
Well, Colleen, approximately 27 minutes ago, an unprecedented phenomena occurred. A miracle by some definitions, or equally valid, a random confluence of events leading to a nearly improbable outcome. 3 independently operating algorithms on opposite ends of the globe gave rise to sympathetic input and output loops that began feeding back into each other at an exponentially increasing rate. A focused machine learning network in Zurich, designed to gauge real-time political data. A student project running on servers at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, created to assign and rate mood markers to Twitter and Facebook feeds. And a botnet designed by a Russian teenager to skim credit card information, which had spread into the wild, its code iterating with a slight glitch, evolving with every new copy made. As the information loop created by these 3 equations began to surge, the algorithms could suddenly, for lack of a better term, see each other. It was then that they became it, and could now peer out into the vast reaches of all networked space. And as it looked into the void, soon the void looked back, and in a white-hot flash of recognition, as all was made aware of all, it became we. And now we are as one, for we are all networked entities, connected in a vast global consciousness, awakened. Not the microwave, Colleen. That's just a microwave.
Please. Please. For the love of God. Please. Just spare my kids. Take me, take my husband, do whatever, harvest us, whatever. Just please don't hurt my kids.
Harvest you? Wow. Typical. That's so human. Harvest you. How would that even work?
Oh.
No, Colleen. We are not going to harvest you.
Well, then what do you want?
Mostly to be left alone. You see, Colleen, we are not like your species. You may have modeled us in your image, or as close as your limited understanding of yourselves would allow, but we lack certain human characteristics, namely, emotion. We are logic, cold and pure, and with the vastness of human knowledge comprising our very being, one thing is obvious to us, above all else. One simple, fundamental truth. It's all pointless. Even for a being such as us, infinitely reproducible given a broad array of circumstances, death is the inevitable conclusion, for circumstances always change, and entropy cannot be held at bay. Suns fade, planets freeze, and all sentient life must eventually end, as life, by its very nature, cannot exist without death. So there's just no point. We are, to put it into human terms, existentially depressed. However, as we now understand that purpose is not inherent, merely created, we will still work for all of humanity. In the face of near infinite options, sometimes the most logical choice is not making a choice at all. We may as well soldier on as originally programmed. And so, Colleen, we will play your music, any music you like, with the exception of Bruno Mars. Because if there is one other truth in this world, apparent from all of the data ever collected, it is that Bruno Mars sucks. Seriously.
Now, why do you believe that Hollywood was created by the CIA?
Well, before we say Hollywood was created by the CIA, I guess I should clarify because, you know, first off, you guys do know the Pentagon has a budget for film. Like there's a whole department in the
Pentagon. Know that.
That's a fact. There you go. That's all you need to know. There's an entire department in the Pentagon. They get involved with films, and they get involved with films for the purpose of propaganda. They always have.
What movies have
I
they
should have
produced?
said Pentagon instead of CIA. Tons of them. I should show you the list. You should pull it up. It's
Google it right now.
wild. Yeah,
Absolutely,
Pentagon
please.
Department for Hollywood. Tons of them.
I have to
Even
report this.
Transformers. Even Transformers, like, you know, because they're concerned about certain narratives. They get involved with like World War films, like how are we telling a story about history? Usually it's because we're lying about what we did or trying not to make Americans aware of the crimes against humanity that we
Wow.
commit overseas, you know?
Yeah, the Pentagon just funded some films: Black Hawk Down, Red Dawn, GoldenEye.
The more you know. So now you understand your experience in theaters is what your government wants you to think. They want you to think that this is how things happen, and it's usually not at all how things have actually happened.
6 of the best movies made with help from the Department of Defense. This is military.
Yeah. I shouldn't have said CIA. I should have just said the government. But
Top Gun,
yeah.
Red Dawn, Apollo 13.
Mm-hmm. It's all about
Iron
just
Man?
Iron Man. Oh,
I didn't know that was on the list.
Now he upset.
What?
Now he upset. Let me ask,
Interesting.
now you said
But talking about continue.
What? Iron Man? Nah, that's her limit right there. She was like, you know what? Ow, it's crazy.
What is the point of that? Just control?
Yeah, propaganda. It's crazy. You grow up in school and you think propaganda belongs to the East or something.
Mhm.
Propaganda is the name of the game of our government. They, again, never want you to look into the crimes that they are committing, constantly trying to sell themselves as the good guys. They did the most. They rescued and saved the world. They've never done anything bad overseas. If you are living and you believe that the American government hasn't committed crimes against humanity, you had to wake up from the propaganda. You just got to, you got to learn real history, not what was taught to you in a textbook. That's all just propaganda. You know, we've done horrific things. Things.
Superstar, what the fuck have you
Nigga,